Yo, salutation, grease to the people. More or less, you already know it's the real right. Your boy Lucky Lou, Justice Rebel TV, justicerevolution.org. Back at y'all with another video, man. Y'all know the bop, y'all know the vibes. Y'all know we on over on Justice Rebel TV, man. Building, learning, teaching. That's what we do over here. Building, learning, teaching. Each one teach one. You feel me? Appreciate everybody for tapping in, mess with the videos. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, new subscribers, old subscribers. I appreciate y'all. It's all love, you heard? Appreciate it for real. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave comments. As y'all know, we heavy on the laws over here on Justice Rebel TV, man. Heavy on the laws. We love to build and keep y'all abreast about laws. New laws come out all the time. You gotta know these laws. It don't matter your race, gender, age, creed, ethnicity, none of that. None of that matters. You need to know these laws, especially if you're a grown-ass person living around here in the United States of America. You gotta know these laws and rules of the land, man. You know what I'm saying? Or the laws and rules of the country, not the land, because laws of the land and laws of the country, two different things. But that's a whole nother deeper conversation we'll get into on another date. But you gotta know these things. We have you on the bills also. I think bills is more important than laws, because some bills, because you know, as you know, it's a process. It's a process. You know, it goes from the table, you gotta go to the table, it gotta go through the assembly, all that stuff like that. Then go sit on the table. And while all this is going on, this is when people like us are supposed to be galvanized and supporting it or opposing it. You feel me? So some bills are great bills, and they're bills that could uplift and help the community and help the people and help the culture. You understand what I'm saying? But in those bills that we gotta fight for, and we gotta email and call in and go visit people and let the politicians know, let the elected officials know that this is what we want and this is what we jacking, this is what we behind, and we gotta try to make sure those bills become law. You understand? Because those are things that probably can help the culture, help the people, help the community. But at the same time, there's other bills that are detrimental to the people, detrimental to the culture, detrimental to the community, and those are bills that we gotta fight against. We gotta oppose those bills and fight tooth and nail and make sure those bills don't become law. That's why you gotta tap into Justice Rebel TV. If you're too busy to be checking and reading all this research and checking out to find about all these bills, just tap in right here and I'm gonna put you on. You don't know how to proceed with the fight if you don't even know the bill came out. A lot of times these bills come out and they sit there for a whole year sitting on the table, doing through the third, and nobody said nothing. It's like the rent increase, the bill about the rent increase in New York City. Nobody said nothing. I made the video, I put y'all on. Yeah, we got plenty of people who galvanized, but not enough. Now look what happened. Boom. Now, if you live in New York, you see, if you live in a free market building, there's no limit. If your building is a free market building, there's no limit to how much the landlord could increase your rent. No limit. I know one lady, when I was at the protest in New York about a month ago, it was one lady, her rent went from $1,800 a month to $4,100 a month. That's a fact. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. You got people rents up 84, 85%, 50%, 40%. Now, if you live in a rent stabilized apartment, which half, now we talking about New York City, but it's going on all across the country. But that bill we was pushing in New York that they got knocked down on the floor because it didn't have enough support, that bill would have gave them a cap on even free market buildings. You know what I'm saying? Because if you live in a rent stabilized building, if you live in a rent stabilized apartment in New York City, the landlord will only increase your rent by 3.25%. If you got a 1-year lease, and 5% if you got a 2-year lease. And that's the cap. And it goes up, it goes up every year. But that's the cap. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't live in rent stabilized housing, then it's no limit. That's why we was pushing that bill. Nobody paid attention. Not enough people galvanized and got behind it to push the bill. And now look what happened. People rents up through the roof, across the country, coast to coast. You know what I mean? So this is what happens when you don't get behind the bill. But I'm gonna mix all that. I want to dip real quick, put myself on that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what y'all think about that. But I want to dab on back to my last video, the Bring Back Trump video. You know what I mean? That's what I really want to talk about, right? Because I got a lot of flack for that video, but you know what? I got a lot of support for that video. And from my own people, in the community, in the hoods, in the projects. A lot of people who's on the same vibe. Bring Trump back. Now, I got a lot of flack. Rightfully so. I can see, number one, I always was against Trump the whole time, dubbing Trump. I don't like Trump ideology. I don't like his racist antics. So a lot of that stuff I don't like. So I see when people say that, and then they see me as a person of color. They say, how this dude gonna talk about, bring Trump back? You know what I'm saying? But listen, everybody got their opinion. I feel how I feel. I feel like, first of all, you had the one the one sister, she said something to me. She said, Dad, you know, she said she think Biden will be, if I'm not mistaken, she said Biden will be elected again. And she told me to check out the PACT Act. I'm familiar with the PACT Act. I think that's a great thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's enough to think that Joe Biden's going to be in for another 4 years. I don't think nobody want him in for the next 4 years, if you ask me honestly. I don't think that the establishment, the power structure, wants him for another 4 years because he's so elderly and God forbid he passes or something like that. Now, I mean, I don't think they want this black woman to be the first black woman president, first woman president. It's gonna be like it's gonna be like 2 or 3 different historical things all on at one. I don't think they jacking that. That's just me. I don't think they'll let that happen, and I think they think that that's a risk. So I don't think that the power structure is even jacking that, for real, for real. But aside from that, the PACT Act, great. That's a great thing. That's for the veterans and stuff like that. If I'm not mistaken, from my research and from talking, number one, I come from a military family. My stepson right now is an active Marine. My god brother's a Marine, a retired Marine. I got an uncle that's retired Air Force. I got a cousin who's Army. I got another uncle who's Navy, another uncle who's retired Army. You understand what I'm saying? So I got a lot of military in my family, and I understand from doing my research and talking with people, and that the PACT Act got to do with the people when they was overseas and stuff like that. When they would like burn classified documents or you know, burn certain things that they don't want the opposition to get their hands on, because you know we at war. If you be overseas and you be somewhere, and whether it's a plane, whether it's a truck, whether it's anything, we don't want them to, if something break down, we don't want them to get none of our technology. We don't want to do none of that, because they get that. And they just like when our plane went down over there in Asia, and the Chinese took the plane and they kept it for like a while, because what they doing is seeing what technology we got. They the op, so they checking to see what we got, what we working with. So a lot of times when we gotta leave stuff over there, they burn it. Now what happened was some of the things, documents, and some of the materials that they was burning was releasing chemicals, and now them soldiers over there, they was inhaling it, and a lot of people came back sick, cancer and things of the like. You feel me? So when they came, you know what I mean? So now with the PACT Act, that'll help them people get the benefits and the health care that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So salute to them for that, and salute to for the president for making that happen. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't think that don't sway me to think that we should leave Joe driving the car. Because like I said, pardon me, I think Sleepy Joe's like this. Like, yo, Trump named him Sleepy Joe. When he named him Sleepy Joe, I was like, why are you calling him Sleepy Joe? But yo, man, now I see why he was calling him Sleepy Joe. It's like Sleepy Joe, respectfully to the president, man. But it's like, Joe's really asleep at the wheel. I mean, it's like Joe's really asleep at the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So what do we do? So now, for the people that said, oh, one dude called me, oh, Tom, is that you? What do me saying bring Trump back got to do with being an Uncle Tom? The country's in shambles right now at this time. Like when Trump said before, he said, what do you have to lose? This is what he told to the people of color. What do you have to lose? And I was like, yo, this dude is bugging. I was not jacking what he said. I thought it was crazy when he said that. But now it's making sense, because in my opinion, things done got worse. And then you got the people say, oh, you know, like, you know, I got faith in my wife, and I got a couple of friends say, you know, and I understand what they say. Well, people need to get a job. Everybody complain about things being rough. People need to go to a job. And I say to people say that, I know plenty of working people who got 2 and 3 jobs, who's still struggling, because this is what people are not paying attention to. Everything is up. If the cost of living and everything is going up, it don't matter how much bread, if you got a job or not, because if your pay's not increasing, then it's going to affect you. And that's what's going on with a lot of people. I'm not talking about the lazy people. I'm not advocating for the lazy people who don't want to work, or people who just want to, I'm not advocating for criminals or people who just sitting around doing nothing, looking for a handout. You know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is, people do need help. We coming off a historical thing that has never happened in the country before. Pandemic. People was in the house for 2 years. At least I don't know about it happening in modern times. People was in the house for 2 years. They was giving out money. People wasn't working. Million plus people passed away. now they easing people to outside. Like, it's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be struggle. And now, on top of that, if you know, it's like even the other day, last week, the president, he got the Inflation Reduction Act. Now, anybody who knows anything, if you didn't know, Inflation Reduction, when you do things like that, you see the next day, everything went up. The price of everything went up. And it's going to continue to rise. The president told y'all months ago, he said, listen, this winter and beyond is going to get rough. He said it's going to be the coldest winter ever. And he wasn't talking about the weather because he knows he was going to do the Inflation Reduction Act. And when you do stuff like that, in order for it to happen, it has to get worse before it gets better. So now when he does that, he did the Inflation Reduction, and it raises things for certain people and corporations and things like that. And it makes all of a sudden, now, all that stuff goes up. The price of everything, milk, bread, meat, everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to continue to go up because it has to do that for them to make up the bread that they got to make up to do the things they need to do to get the economy back, I mean, where it needs to be. So, like, it's like peeling the Band-Aid off, but slow, because it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse before it gets better. Now, people are already struggling. You know what I'm saying? So, that, you know, that right there is a lot for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, as the price of everything rises, if you was making, say you made $1,000 a week. So you 4 weeks in a month, say you make $4,000 a month. Say your rent was $1,900. Now your rent is $3,800. Milk, say milk was $2.58 a gallon. Now milk $6.78 a gallon. Soon it's gonna be $7.78 a gallon. Yeah, this is what's going on. People not paying attention because in America we so caught up on image and followers and popularity that a lot of people won't even admit that they're in a struggle. I see people on social media like they living their best life, and I know personally they going through a crazy struggle, but everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with the Kardashians. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, because that's what it is nowadays in this time. Everybody, so people not even saying, yo, it's not in a government get the benefit off of that, because enough people not making enough noise to say about the struggle that's going on. I'm not making excuses for the lazy people who are not trying to go out and do that. I'm not saying people supposed to get no handout, but I mean, it's a struggle and people need help. This is why crime is up. Everybody talk about, listen, man, Biden is asleep at the wheel. Respectfully, sleep at the wheel, man. Crime is up. Rape is up. Murder is up. Assault is up. Robbery is up. Car thefts is up. Burglaries up. Everything is up. City to city, state to state. It's cause and effect. Cause and effect. And it's only going to get worse. Now, for the people who say about the Trump thing, all right, I understand y'all. Give me your alternative. Please leave a comment. Give me your alternative. Give me your alternative. Right now, I'm looking at if I got to choose between Trump and Biden, I'm rocking with Trump. Right now, at this present time, I'm rocking with Trump. Biden is asleep at the wheel. I don't care what nobody say. Sleepy Joe is asleep at the wheel. If I ain't seen the name fit so good, I can't believe Trump came out with that name. He was on point. That was like foreshadowing. He told the future on that because he knew that Joe was gonna be asleep at the wheel. He told us. Now, the exchange, like I said, I'm not with the racist anti, and I think that Trump he caused a lot of dichotomy between the races and the people in the country. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still more crazy stuff going on with the current president. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really honest, man. I might bring Trump back. Now somebody give me an alternative. Right now, it's just Trump and Biden. I don't see. So what the Democrats need to do, because I'm not on a Democrat, Republican, none of that. I'm on independent time. I used to be a Democrat. Now, because I don't really jack Democrats for real, because listen, I'm on independent time, man. Democrats, I think they just say what black people need, black and brown people want to hear, get us comfortable and make us think. Because I think Joe Biden, I think he got in there just off his ties with Obama. I think that they was looking for somebody to beat Trump. And they knew that Biden could take he's going to get a lot of the black vote if he catered to the black people, you know what I'm saying, black and brown people, and it's going to rock because of his ties to Barack Obama. You know what I mean? So that's why they picked him. They didn't really, it was like a sacrifice. They already knew Joe was Sleepy Joe. They knew that already, but they said, who's going to beat him? Who can, that's what they was on, who can beat Trump at the time. That's what they was on. But now that Trump is out of there, and I think Duke is a criminal, I think he done mad crazy stuff, but at the end of the day, and I don't jack his foreign policy at all. His domestic policy, I be jacking. I ain't gonna front. His foreign policy, I don't jack. His domestic policy, I'm with it. And I like all that. America first, all that. And as I've been moving around the community, because, you know, I've been moving coast to coast, state to state, city to city, man. And I be building with the people, man. And I notice when I go down on the ground in the hoods, yo, I swear like 90%. I'm not speaking for 90% of the people in the hood. But I'm saying 90% of the people I spoke to, even maybe 95, maybe even 95, they was like, man, fuck that. Bring Trump back. Where Trump at? Facts. Word. Know what I mean? I'll try and run around, give me a MAGA hat. Yo, what's up with the MAGA hats too, man? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I tried to go to MAGA hat, and I was in Texas. I couldn't get a MAGA hat. I was in Oklahoma. I couldn't get a MAGA hat. I mean, I thought I was going to find a MAGA hat in one of those places, man. Know what I mean? Word of mother, like, you can't find them in no store. I went inside the Walmart on it because I looked it up. And I said, Google MAGA hats near me. It said Walmart. I go to Walmart. This is in Texas. I go in there. This the other day. Word of mother. They like, MAGA hat. The chick looked at me like I was crazy. Like I couldn't get that in no store, nowhere in America. I was like, dang. She like, yeah, you got to get that online. I said, it says I have it. She said, we don't sell no MAGA hats. I was like, yo, like, she was looking like I was crazy for even trying to buy one in the store. I don't know. Somebody put me on. You can't buy those in the store. You only got to buy them online. I mean, I was in some of those towns, man. Those good old boy towns. I thought they'd had a MAGA hats right on deck. No MAGA hats, nowhere. I mean, I went to mad stores, man. What's up with the MAGA hats, man? I don't want a MAGA hat, man. I was going to get it and make my next video with the MAGA hat for those that telling me, oh, don't be talking about, oh, don't bring Trump back. Oh, you a sellout. Nah, man, I'm on the side. Listen, right now, things is like purging. Things is crazy right now. It's like it's lawlessness right now. And only certain peoples in certain areas and in certain bubbles don't even recognize or see what the fuck is going on, man. It's crazy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, man. Know what I mean? But yeah, that's where I'm at on that. But like I said, I understand where people coming from. Give me an alternative. That's what I'm saying. Where's the alternative? Can we get an alternative? If we get a person, aside from Biden and Trump, to come out that I feel is, you know, reputable and, you know, authentic and has the mindset to do a better job, you know what I mean? Then I'm all for it. I'm all for opinion. I'm not locked in on Trump. I'm just saying right now, between the guy that's in there and everything, I'd rather have Trump back than the current guy. You know what I mean? Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know I don't even rock with, you know, the vice president, man. I know she's a woman of color and all that. Respect to her. Salute to her for being the first female black president and all that. But she, like, I know all the stuff she done before and all that. You know what I mean? So I don't really like the fact that she tried now, all of a sudden, she tried to use the black card and all that stuff because she wasn't rocking with all that black stuff before when she was attorney general. I know, because when I was sitting in solitary confinement for 8 years and we was trying to get the in solitary confinement, the indefinite solitary confinement, and she was one of the main oppositions because that started out in California, and she was the attorney general in California, and she was the one going against that heavy. And I got a whole list of stuff I can tell you about her, but that's a whole nother video, man. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm gonna move on, right? I want to talk about something else real quick. I don't know if y'all familiar. I want to talk about this case because I don't see it getting enough light. You know what I'm saying? And the people reached out to me and want me to talk about this because they wanted to get some more light. So share this and think about this and share this and know what I mean? And even if you can email into the governor of Oklahoma, check this out. You got a dude by the name of Larue Bratcher. Larue Bratcher. He was a black Larue Bratcher, pardon myself. He's a black marijuana grower out in Oklahoma, right? A white dude broke into his marijuana business. I mean, tried to burglarize it. He killed the dude. Now the dude is breaking into his establishment. Now, mind you, he killed the dude. So now, first they charged him with first-degree murder. Know what I mean? Then they dropped the charge from first degree to second degree murder, and they charged with related drug offenses because he, up until 2020, I think it was, he was official marijuana grower license and everything. But as the laws change, you know, they've been coming out these laws. That's why I tell you I gotta pay attention to these laws. As the laws change and policy change and all that stuff, he couldn't afford the new fees that they had going on. So his license got suspended. His growing license got suspended, but he kept still illegally. I understand illegally he kept still, but he was an official licensed grower for years. And then when he couldn't afford it, his license suspended, and he just like people, your license get suspended, people still drive. Same thing. He just tried to hurry up and. I mean, I'm not justifying what he did, but he still was operating his establishment illegally. But I mean, that don't mean this dude got the right to break in. Now this dude tried to break into the establishment, and he killed the dude. Rest in peace to that to that man. He's a white man who got killed, right? Now, where's the stand your ground? Where's the castle doctrine for this black man? A lot of people been coming out in support of this brother, Larue Bratcher, because people feel like, and I definitely feel like, in my factual opinion, that if it was reversed, if it was a white dude had killed a black man breaking into an establishment, it would have been easily no charges there. Even if you just charge him with, even if you're going to charge him with the illegally running the establishment, you're going to charge him with first-degree murder. Because first you charge with first-degree murder, like he planned. First-degree murder means like premeditated, like he planned on this dude burgling the joint and killed this dude on purpose. Then they drop down to second degree, which was not premeditated, but it's still got some intent there. You know what I'm saying? That's still like intentionally murder. It's just not premeditated. You understand what I'm saying? But what are you supposed to do when somebody breaking into your establishment? So now they got this dude on trial for second-degree murder. He starts trial October 24th. So the people been galvanizing and emailing in and calling up the governor and calling up the DA and Attorney General of Oklahoma. You can look up their information. Just, you know what I'm saying, Attorney General of Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that. You email these people, telling people you support the charge being dropped on Larue Bratcher. Because this is crazy. Because and people always say, why we always bring race into things. If this was a white person inside a weed establishment, a dispensary or whatever, and somebody tried to rob it, and a white dude killed a black person, I don't think the guy get no charges. That's just my opinion. And I could go down I could go forever on the list of people who that happened to who didn't get charged. But here it is, this black man who, all right, rightfully so, y'all say he's running an illegal marijuana establishment because his license, because his license got suspended. All right, that don't mean this guy he don't got a right to protect his property and himself. If a burglar was coming inside the establishment. This what we talk about when we say Black Lives Matter, because look at this, man. Look how crooked the system is. This is crazy. If y'all don't see the bias in that, I think y'all lost your mind, man. So, man, look it up. LarueBratcher. That's out of Oklahoma. Know what I'm saying? Oklahoma City. Know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's not fair, man. So call up and support, man. Email and support. Hit the governor of Oklahoma, man. Hit the attorney general. Let them know, man. Yo, you stand behind Larue Bratcher. They got it on change.org. Look up change.org petition to free Larue Bratcher. They got a petition. Sign that joint. Know what I mean? All that man was doing, even if he was in his house selling weed illegally like a trap, that don't mean somebody, you can't tell yourself somebody coming to rob your trap. You get in trouble for trapping or whatever. He like I said, I don't knock the charges as far as the related charges of illegally running of the business or whatever case may be. Even though I don't think he should be charged with that too, because as if he just rocking because his license got suspended. You understand what I'm saying? I think that they should look a little different at that than opposed to a person who just opened up an illegal trap spot from the rip and just was on some criminalized stuff. This brother, who's a brother who had a business, who was aspiring, the business was blossoming, and the only thing why he didn't have his license anymore is because he couldn't afford the fees for the license as the laws changed, the policy changed, and they come up with all this stuff. Know what I mean? So now, here it is. He got on trial for his life, October 24th, man. So free Larue Bratcher. Know what I mean? Please, people, call up and support. You heard? I'm gonna let y'all go because I've been going for a while. You heard? Pawn self from delaying the videos. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave comments. Salutations.